This is the foundation coming at you with my week 13 picks. I had to flip them because Cowboys played last night and 1-0 so far. And that's now my week is all good now. Last week I did go 12-4, but I had that loss. Cowboys lost, so eh. But anyway, let's get on with these picks. So Minnesota Vikings versus Atlanta Falcons. This is going to be a good game because Atlanta Falcons are on their hot streak. You know, what a good time to start picking up the momentum and all that. But Minnesota quietly is one of the best teams in the NFL. Their defense can play against anybody. Case Keenum is doing what is great for complementary to this team and all that. So I got the Minnesota Vikings. Next is the Detroit Lions versus the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens do not win pretty, but they win. So I got them winning this game. Detroit always plays hard. You know, they're out for any challenge, but I just think the Baltimore Ravens are going to win this game. Next is New England Patriots versus the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills need it to stay. They're in the wild card chase still yet. They're in it still right now, but they need this win to make sure they stay. They stay in, and what a way to put a win on the New England Patriots. But New England hasn't cinched anything, so I'm gonna stay with the New England Patriots. Next is the San Francisco 49ers versus the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears are rebuilding. They're going to play hard. A lot of them putting tape out there for next teams and so on and so forth. San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to go picking the San Francisco 49ers, the debut of Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo showed them something that you do not play until the end of the game. Until that final second read zero, you do, because he doesn't have a long-term contract, and he had to scramble and make a play. He could have just thrown it away and says, I'm not wasting my chance for getting a big contract." And he threw a touchdown pass, and it was like he sent a message to the locker room like, "Hey, I'm not over it yet. Neither should you." So you know. Next is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Green Bay Packers. I got the Green Bay Packers. Hundley is showing some more and more. He put a good fight up against with the team and not having Clay Matthews and everything. You know, he showed a little something, and so that's why I'm gonna pick the Green Bay Packers. You know, Tampa Bay is looking very out of sorts right now. So, Jameis Winston is that whole thing on Roger Goodell. And a lot of other things going on. Next is the Indianapolis Colts versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. I got the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're leading in their division. Defense is statistically one of the best right now. As long as they don't put the ball in Blake Bortles' hands, they're fine. Indianapolis, same thing like with the Chicago Bears. Some are just playing for jobs right now, either for the Colts or for somebody else. Next is the Denver Broncos versus the Miami Dolphins. Which quarterback's gonna play? Moore, Cutler, Osweiler, Simeon, Lynch. But I'm gonna go with I don't know why. I don't know how. I'm not gonna put an explanation of this. I'm just gonna go with the Denver Broncos. Next is the Kansas City Chiefs versus the New York Jets. It's not an upset because they have been struggling, and you might see Patrick Mahomes in this game. So that being said, I'm picking the New York Jets. Hey, New York Jets, I know how you feel to get a call turned around on you like that. I know how it feels. Next is the Houston Texans versus the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans, they own the tiebreaker right now against the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're still fighting for the division, so I'm gonna take the Marcus Mariota. Gonna take the Tennessee Titans, but Houston's gonna be looking good next year. Next is the Cleveland Browns versus the Los Angeles Chargers. I got the Chargers. Punks, I tell you. They were looking very disarrayed in the beginning, and now they're looking very impressive right now on a great hot streak. Next is the Carolina Panthers versus the New Orleans Saints. Quietly, Carolina Panthers have been, 8-3 in 8-3 and all that. So they've been looking pretty good, but they already lost to, and their big win against the New England Patriots, but they lost to at home to the New Orleans Saints, and now they go to New Orleans, which is not a fun place for anybody to play. And so I got the New Orleans Saints on this one. Next is the Los Angeles Rams versus the Arizona Cardinals. Rams, they have a hope to still, if they can, if Eagles starts losing some games, they can get home field advantage, so they're gonna try and get this win, and it's a division rival. They want to close out the division. They want to win the division as fast as can, and all that. So I got the the Rams on this one. Next is the New York Giants versus the Oakland Raiders. Really quick, this whole Eli Manning thing. As a Cowboys fan, you shouldn't care, but as a fan of football, this was probably one of the poorest taste things I've seen. I mean, I called Eli Manning two things. I called him the ultimate team guy, because he's the prime example why to win a championship you need a team. It cannot be this about one guy. And also I called him Any Given Sunday, because as sometimes as bad as he looks and all that, you never know when either the game is close or against an opponent that you go, they're not winning this. Next thing you know, he wins it. So and this is the thing that drives, that I can understand why a lot of Giants fans are pissed off. It's not because they're benching it. It's not. I don't think it's because of that. It's because, okay, the draft thing is coming up. You're looking at Geno Smith. You have Davis Webb right there. Can you groom the guy? Can you groom him to that? Okay, we can get. Let's see what we got with him. Maybe next year we can. Maybe we can trade back, and still groom him. Maybe Eli comes back next year and gets the starts, and while they're still grooming Webb and everything, they can draft offensive linemen. They can draft for the roster, and if Webb doesn't have it, then you pick your quarterback of the future. But to go to Geno Smith, which I don't know what their thinking process was. That if Geno Smith had something, then he could have pushed out Eli a few weeks ago. Okay, so that's why I know that. So while it makes me laugh a little bit, but as a fan of football, it is you just don't see the sense in it. With that being said, I got the Oakland Raiders on this one. Even though Crabtree is not playing, I just think that they're going to win this game. Next is the Philadelphia Eagles versus Seattle Seahawks. No Richard Sherman, no Bam Bam Chancellor. Two great defensive linemen, though. And Russell Wilson, man, he has been carrying this team on his shoulders. Ooh, man. But I got the Philadelphia Eagles. They haven't clinched it yet, so but I think they'll like to, as soon like how Cowboys was last year. They want to cinch everything up and make sure everybody gets healthy while come playoff time and all that. So I got the Philadelphia Eagles. Finally is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus Cincinnati Bengals. Now this is gonna be the upset. I'm gonna pick the Cincinnati Bengals. They showed, Mixon ran the. Against the Cleveland Browns, but Mixon ran the ball well, and and they do have the weapons, and they played Pittsburgh tough last time too. So I'm gonna pick the Cincinnati Bengals on this one. All right, mahalo for watching. And like always, Maniolo boys, and go Cowboys.